seems that a bad configuration file got copied over regarding Sega Genesis and Sega Master System. Some people are experiencing a bug where if they load one of those systems, suddenly the controls are lost. So I'm going to go through a quick way to show you how to make sure that that problem is not a problem anymore. Alright, so the first thing you want to check is this little wrench right here, and make sure that it says auto open last used profile, and also start with Windows should already be checked. But if that auto open is not checked, make sure it's checked. Okay, this is the layout you want. You want the comma to be on the left and the period to be on the right. You may have some crazy configuration in here, but what you want to do is if you're able to do this, there's other ways to fix it, but click on the little tablet, click open, arcade, hyperlaunch, profiles, xpatter, default, player 1. Okay, if it's not this, if this is not your player 1, click open and go to arcade, tools, xpatter, and load that player 1, and that one will most assuredly be actually hold on, Zinmo profile player 1. There we go. Make sure that that's loaded so that you can have some controls in Hyperspin. There's a link in the download that if you copy that file and just extract it and copy the arcade folder over, you'll be all good. It should take care of all the problems. That configuration that it loads for Sega Genesis will be swapped back. The configuration for the Sega Genesis will be set correctly, and you shouldn't have any problems. If you still have a problem with it loading this configuration, you can add it to your startup pretty easily. Go to arcade, tools, xpatter, and you can tell it to load this on startup by right clicking, send to desktop, create a shortcut, find our shortcut right here, and if you hold the Windows key and hit R, I think it's shell startup, yeah, that opens. I typed when you hold down Window and R, type shell, comma, or not comma, colon, startup, and that will open your startup folder. So you grab that profile, just drag it in there, and it'll move it. And now this will automatically load whenever you turn on your arcade machine. So you know that it's forcing this profile to load. Okay? If you have further problems, just get a hold of me, and I'll walk you through it. Alright, thanks. Talk to you later. Okay, so this video is kind of a dual video, both troubleshooting xpatter and when you first get your machine. When you first get your machine, the button layout is the xpatter is going to look like this. This is the profile that you will essentially want to have loaded, because that maps to this. So when you first start up your machine and you want to start a game, you would choose your emulator first. This is the player 1 button right here, player 1 start. I just started doing some other control panels that actually have this L and R on here. Normally the L is on the left side, the left bumper of the arcade, and the R is on the right bumper of the arcade, but I'm also building a control panel where they just so happen to be on here. Anyways, the joystick up and down is actually the directional keys on your keyboard. And if you had a Xbox controller, this is how it would be mapped here. And on the arcade, this is the exact same buttons. Now the translation happens a little bit differently, because the Microsoft controller, the button layout on this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And these are actually analog, the left and right triggers, it recognizes as analog. So 9 and 10 is the left stick click, and the right stick click is 9 and 10. However, on the arcade, this is the layout. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the logical layout is different between the Xbox and what you'll see in Windows. I think I have this open. Yeah, we can right click on this and go to game controller settings, double click one of these, and this is what your directional pad will do. And some of the buttons, there you go. So this is what Windows sees. Now if you notice, it will light up on both. Although I've actually switched around the buttons in this controller to reflect the Xbox more, so you'll have to disregard these button presses. This is actually a custom control panel that I'm working on for myself. So sorry about that, but if you were to press 1, it would be this button, which would also be C. Anyways, so to get that out of the way, start up your machine, hit the start button to select your systems and launch your games. If you need to back out of a menu or whatever, this button, the middle bottom one, button 6, is what's going to get you out of your menus. If you're in an emulator and it exits using the escape button, this button should be the one that you would press and hold for 2 seconds. So it'll either be the top left one on your control panel, or on an arcade, it'll be the left bumper. Okay? This one will send, or no, rather, this one or this one, depending on which control panel you have, will send the Alt F4 command. And you can set it up however you want. You don't have to keep it the way that it is. You click on that. See how it has that little like no symbol right there? Then you click on advanced, and that tells you what it's going to do. If you hit it just once quick, it's going to send a period. And then if you press and hold it for more than 1 second, it's going to send Alt F4. Okay, hopefully that clears up a little confusion. And as long as you use this layout, you know, the start button being period, the back button is comma, and these letters, all of the emulators that this layout can provide will be set up to use this joystick. Now if you're playing like Sega Genesis, this is going to be A, B, C. 5, 6, 7 is going to be A, B, C. X, Y, Z is going to be 1, 2, 3. Start button's still going to be the start button. If it was like, say, Nintendo, the bottom 2 buttons will be active, 5 and 6. If it was Neo Geo, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, just like in the arcade, 1 through 4. If it's a arcade game, you'd have 1 through 4 is the same, or logically 1, 2, 3, 4 is the same, but button 5 is the same as button 4. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inside of the arcade machine emulator, because the most buttons that it would have would be for Neo Geo would be 4, or like Street Fighter would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know it's probably clear as mud, but that's just how it is. Okay. All right.